Hey everybody, it's Brooke. I am back with the creepy baby in our Jalbum. I'm loving it. Look at this. Got all the signatures, well, both the signatures bound in. It's looking great. So let's just jump in and get to work, shall we? I think that would be a good idea. Stick around and we'll do it. Okay, so there I am with the sew again. Here's the cover for our book. This is what we're going to work with today. Before we do anything else, we need to glue our spine in. Got some rogue masking tape there. Let me get that off. That's not a good look. I will just trim that back. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can. My masking tape just extended a little too far. So I will just get the rest of that off, maybe give it a little ink. Let's do that, because you can really see the core of that scrapbook paper. I gotta tell you, I'm not here for the Michael scrapbook paper. There's a reason I haven't used it for a very long time. And it has a pretty thick white core and it shows up everywhere. So I'm just touching that up with my Distress Black Soot ink. That's what I'm using to ink. I changed my mind from the vintage photo because that's just how I am. Okay, so hopefully that's better. Let's check the bottom. I guess I already hit that one. I could use some right there. Okay, so now we want our Fabri-Tac. Got our cover. Got my Fabri-Tac ready to go. Put it sideways so it won't fight with us. And this is the spine that we made the last time. So what I am doing is I'm folding it where those two hinges, the two hinges on the sides are. And that's where we've got it scored. So I'm going to fold those up and hold it. And I want to center this spine block between the covers and up and down. So that is way too far up. And you can measure it if you want to. I'm an eyeballer, personally. So I am eyeballing it. And that looks pretty darn good to me. So what I'm going to do is let that fall down and take a pencil, she says. Oh no, did my pencil go hang out with my bone folder? Nope, I've got it. And I'm just going to make a pencil line where that falls. Okay, and do it on the other side as well. So that will help me when I've got glue all over the back of this. It'll help me get it centered. And it doesn't matter, we're going to put end papers on the front and the back, so you can do whatever you want to on these. Okay, so I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to point out was when I was poking my holes for the signature. I don't know, can you see that? I poked holes through this back flap by mistake. It got in the way. Again, it doesn't matter because this will be covered by the end paper. So, no crisis there. I'm going to be very generous with my Fabri-Tac. Go over those holes where we bound it in. Oh, and you know what I wanted to do? And it's kind of late now that I've got the glue going. I was going to put some that spooky black cloth, like the spider web stuff. I was going to put it sticking out from behind. But I guess I'm not because, well, the glue is already liberally applied. Too late. Getting a whole lot on the spine, getting right up to the edge. It would be fun if you have any of that. Just tuck some in on the top and the bottom. I have to go find mine if I was going to use it, and that will mess up our gluing. So I guess I'm not going to. Bummer. The best laid plans and all. And I am being extremely generous because this will be holding our book block in. Got stringy Fabri-Tac. So I'll grab it like this. Again, eyeballing it top and bottom. Sorry if my big head's in the way. Double checking on those sides. It looks like it could come this way just a little bit. That looks pretty darn good. And then I'm just going to flatten that out. Take my little squisher tool. I got this at the Dollar Tree a while ago, you guys. It's great. It's like a Cricut scraper, but it's a little thinner, I think. I like it a lot. I use it all the time. So, if you see those at the Dollar Tree, my Dollar Tree had something. Can you believe it? I can't. My Dollar Tree never has anything. So I'm going right along. I'm going to go in between the signatures and go right along there and get that pressed down real well. Up to the edges, doing a very thorough job. And I just wanted to do this first so this can be setting up while we make our first album page for our first little hingy guy. Okay, how's that looking? And I've got some clips out. So what I will do is clip these pages together and just get this out of our way. Again, Dollar Tree clips. Sometimes my Dollar Tree comes through, and I'm always talking smack about it. It doesn't come through very often. Just saying. Okay. So that is looking good. That feels like it's adhered. So then what I will do is take my bone folder, and I'm going to find where the cover folds. I don't think you guys can see that. I can see this is the fold of the cover, and I'm just going to score that. Probably would have been easier before I clipped these pages, but give that some help. Make sure that glue is getting down in there really well, and this will just help that fold start. I think particularly with this paper, it's cracking a lot. It's not damaging the integrity of the paper, but it looks terrible. It's cracking right down to that white core. So it's got that crease that we just made. It's got the score that we just made. And I'm just going to work that up a little bit at a time. Hopefully that will help keep it from cracking. And I'll do the same on the back, and then I'm going to check my glue job. Can you see? I think you can see. So I'm just going right along that crease where the book folds, or the cover folds. The crease between the spine and the cover is what I'm trying to spit out. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Give that a mash. Check our glue. Oh, it looks like we're coming unglued a little bit. I probably should have waited until the glue dried before I started creasing it and messing with it. So there you go. Live and learn. I think I will let it sit for a little bit before I mess with it. I will apply more glue as needed. But I'll let it sit flat and put that out of our way. Trying to find an empty surface. Got a craft mess going on. Okay, so what we're going to make today, this is the other book I'm making, and we're going to do the first hinge. We're going to do the first hinge, and that is this. It's got a little tab, and it opens like that. Pardon me. And there's a side tuck there with a little Magical Charms printout. I haven't put anything in this one yet, but there is a side pocket here, and that flips open, and you've got all this space to write on. There's a belly band here, and behind the belly band I just made a card from Tim Holtz paper. I covered the back with some old ledger page, so that can be decorated as well. And then we've got the pocket, because the entire page is a pocket. You know, this whole section is a pocket, and that is closed with magnets. So there's that one. And then when you flip it over, we've got this one, and this flips up like that, and this one flips down. Let's see, not enough room. Flips down like that, and then we've got this page, and there's a little pocket there. I used one of the scraps from making this, and there's a tarot card in there. Well, a fake tarot card. So that is the other one we're going to make, and that also closes with a magnet. Oh, and this opens for writing. There's a little journaling spot in there. So let's make those. Okay, I haven't made them for a couple days, so you know I'm going to have to think really hard. Really, really hard. I've got our page. This is going to be our background page. I'm going to do a little inking because, yes, we have white core showing. If I had a wide format printer, I probably would have printed the Creepy Baby kit on 12 by 12 cardstock and use that instead. I guess I could have pieced together 8.5 by 11, but I didn't, so there you go. Lesson learned. Okay, so there's that. And I've printed out this page on cardstock, and I have printed it two-sided. So on the other page, on the back of the page, I have this one. And then I printed out this one. And on the back, I have different one, a different background page. And I realized I didn't have that many background pages. So for Friday's freebie this week, which will be October 20th, I believe I'm going to release a few more background sheets in case you want one. Oh, and this is going to be one. Isn't it pretty? I love it. The colors are all in there too. And we're going to use this one as well. So what we need to do is we have to make our flaps that open up. So our base page is 9 1/4. So we need to cut our two flaps at 9 1/4. Pardon me. Allergies are terrible today. Pollen count is very high. When will it end, I ask you? So on this one, I don't want to cut off the little girl, so I'm going to cut it at the top. So that is 9 1/4. Save my scrap. And on this one, I don't want to lose my creepy baby face, so I'm going to cut it at the bottom. And that is 9 1/4. Save that piece as well. Make sure we got those the same height. Always good to check. Yep, we did. Good job. And then we need them to be, let's see, because we need to put hinges on them. This is 5 3/4. Oh, no. Yep. 5 3/4 wide. So we need to add 1/2 inch. So that is 6 1/4 wide. So 1/4 inch, no, 1/2 inch wider than your page, your base page. What did I just say? 6 1/4? We better measure it again. Good grief, Brooke. Talking, crafting, mathing all at once, it's difficult. So that is 5 3/4. So yes, 6 1/4 is an extra 1/2 inch. Thank you. Good heavens. 6 1/4. We will save that as well. And this one will be 6 1/4. Trying to go slowly with my cutter so it doesn't make such a loud noise. My microphone is right next to me. So hopefully it's not hurting you. And then, do we want to leave? I don't think I want to leave that base page. I think I want to cover it. So we need to make a piece to cover it. And I'm just double checking the measurements again, you guys. It was 3 seconds ago, so I don't remember. 5 3/4 by 9 1/4, right? Oh, let's do it the right way. Yep. Okay, so let's use this pretty new background paper. And 5 3/4 wide. I think I want this piece because I really like that. 5 3/4. Boy, I'm not with it. Sorry, guys. That means I'd have to cut it this way. Hello. Do you guys have to check and double check yourself? And I want that corner, so I'm going to cut off this part. 9 1/4. All right. Hopefully I got all that right. So I'll save these scraps. I'll get the cutter out of the way. And we'll take our two flaps. And I want this girl, I want to be the flap from the left. So we want to score it on this side. So go ahead and put it like that. Oh, the mess. I guess I probably should have cleaned up before I started. So that's 6 1/4. I'm going to go to 5 3/4. That gives me a 1/2 inch fold. Do the same with this one, but this one we want the fold on this side. Is that right? Yep, that's right. I'm telling you, I made 20 of these, but it's been a couple days, so it's like I've never done it before. Hopefully you guys have that happen sometimes as well. Okay, so that one's all scored. Now put this away. And we'll get this, and we will fold them over. This is a super easy one, but I really like how it comes out. Now, you remember on mine, I put a side tuck here and a side tuck here. That was so that I could cover the magnets. If you're using 2 pieces of paper rather than double-sided, obviously you can sandwich the magnets in between. So, let's get out our base page. And this makes it the front. We want the opening on the left. This will be the front page. Guess I should miter my little corners. Just take a little nip out of both of those. Do it to this one too while we're cutting. My stickers scissor. Are my scissors sticky? Oh, they are. What did I get into? I'm going to need to clean those because they're not acting all that great. Okay. Let me get out my glue page in case I go nuts with the glue, as I have been known to do. So I'll fold that, get out my art glitter glue. You can certainly use double-sided tape or Fabri-Tac, whatever glue you like. I do not think I would recommend a glue stick because this is going to have a lot of action opening and closing. And you might just not get enough durability with a glue stick. So I'm going to go right up to this corner, this bottom left corner, and I'm not pressing it down yet. I'm making sure I'm lined up top and bottom, and right up to the edge. I don't mind if a little bit of the black shows, that's okay. That looks good. Now I'm going to press it down. Give it a burnish on the inside. And I think I will ink this one edge just to cover up that white core. Oh, quit pulling on it, Brooke. It's still wet. Do not torture your paper while it's still wet. We will double check the inking situation when it's dried a little more. Yep, looks like it's stuck. Excellent. So then we can open this one up, and we want to line this one up exactly the same way on the other side. Being pretty generous with the glue. Make sure I didn't just glue the inside because we don't really want to do that. Yep, just a little bit. Wipe it off, it'll be fine. I'm going to line it up with that corner. Line it up with the edge. Line it up at the top. And I find with art glitter glue, if you don't press it down right away, you do have a second. If you go in and press it real hard, it will grab the paper and stick. But I just laid it down very gently and was able to move it a little bit. And yes, then I got glue all over my mat, despite the fact that I got a glue page out. Sheesh. Okay, put that pin back in. So look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put a magnet on this page. I'm going to put it on the back. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on, guys. Well, I saved your ears. Happy day. Okay, I pulled my magnets out because they're super hard to get out of the package, and I didn't think you need to watch that. I use basic gray magnets. I will link them down below. They're a little spendy, but I find them to be just as strong as they can be. So I've got, wait, that's not right. Why do I have 3 minuses? I'll have to get out another one. I got them out and did it wrong. Okay, so I have a plus and a minus, and they have really sticky adhesive on them. They're great. So I'm going to grab my little Cricut picker and get that sticker off, I hope. There we go. Between the magnet and the adhesive, you have quite a fight on your hands. Be brave, you can do it. So I'll stick that right in the middle-ish. I'm going to stick it closer to the edge because it's going to need to be covered up. And then what I will do is take the adhesive off the other side. So I've got the 2 magnets together. And I'm going to take the magnet off that side, or the adhesive rather, and just go ahead and close this. And that will put it exactly where we want it on the other page. Doesn't want to stick yet. Yep, there we go. So I will reinforce that. What will I use? I think I will use... I used packing tape, which worked pretty well, but it was so thick that it was hard to cover up the edge. So I think what I will do... Sorry, cover your ears. I'll put it down here and try not to make a noise. It's going to make a noise. Hopefully that didn't hurt you. So I just took off a little piece, and I'm going to cut it in half. And I'll use half on either side. That will reinforce... Even that is too wide. I'm guessing you can't really see this. I'm just making it more narrow. That will hold the magnet down securely, and it will also cover it up so that when you're putting things in our little pockets, they won't get caught. Use my bone folder to really burnish that down well. And I'll do the same on this side. Again, that's a little too wide. No wonder my scissors are sticky. And I'll put that right there and burnish it down. And that should not interfere with our magnets one bit. Perfect. And I do feel a little resistance right here, so I believe I'm going to open this and just trim down the tiniest little fraction off this page. The eyelash of an angel, as they say, just so that it doesn't crash. Let's see if I can get it straight. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Okay, I'll just take my little knife and go right down there. Perfect. Alright, let's feel how that is. Much better. I could just feel the tiniest little catch down there. So that's perfect. Now we can cover up our background. Make sure I cut this the right size. Looks pretty good. Yes, it does. And when we put our belly band in, we can still see the cool grunge over here, so that's good. Let's check the folds. Excellent. You know what? Again, I'm going to take off just the tiniest little bit. Barely any. I don't think I ever cut straight. Anything, ever. Rulers, grids, guillotines. Yeah, nope. Nothing helps. I am part of the Crooked Cutting Club. There must be one. Alright, that will be better, I bet. Let's double check. Always good to check before you get out the glue. And again, I'm fine if some of the black shows. I don't mind that one bit. Oh, much better. That tiny little bit made a huge difference. So let's go ahead and put glue all over this guy. Look at the gouge I made on my glue. Can you see that? I cut it with paper. My glue stick is suffering from a terrible paper cut. It's kind of sad, isn't it? I want to use plenty of this. Make sure we get a good coverage and good adhesion. Okay. Make sure I get my grunge where I wanted it, which was the upper right-hand corner, for no particular reason. So I have to turn it around. I'm going to line it up down here. And again, I'm not pressing down really hard until I make sure it's where I want it to be. I think I want to see this edge because this is the top. So I'm going to double check where that is. Perfect. Smooth this down. Where's my little scraper? There it is. Smooth that down and smooth that down. Get that big fat wrinkle out of there. Excellent. Oh, I love those papers together. So, I mean, that's a ton of writing space. I think that's great. Plenty of room to journal, put photos, draw, whatever you like to do. And now we need to cover up our magnets. Got one here and one here. So what I'm going to do is, what I did on the other book was I used this strip that we cut off. Oh, yep, we've got enough. We got enough length on that. So this is the piece that we cut off this paper to begin with. I'm going to take a little nip. Do I want it this way? Or do I want it this way? I want it this way. So I'm going to take a little nip out of this side, hopefully in the middle. Just a teeny bit. Middle-ish. I do think I'll ink this before we glue it down. And again, I'm using black soot. Took me forever to find this little ink cube. I don't know where my big black soot pad is. I thought I was organized, but I can't seem to find anything these days. Probably time for a craft room cleanup, huh? Okay, so that'll just get that standing out a little bit. We don't want to glue on the side that has the notch. We just want to glue. Oh, am I in frame? Cool. The top and the bottom. And again, this is on cardstock, so I didn't worry about folding up the edge or anything. And I'm not putting a gusset on it. It's just going to be what it is. So I will line it up top and bottom, not pressing down real hard. There we go. Now I'll press it down once I'm sure it's lined up where I want it. There we go. Nice. So that magnet is totally covered, and it will still be perfectly functional. They're really, really strong. I don't think I know of any magnets that are stronger. So yep, that catches. And we just need to find something to make a pocket on that side to cover it. We have this that we cut off. That looks pretty good. We cut that off the front page. So it's using the scraps. It's not quite enough. The page isn't quite wide enough to fold it over to make your flaps. It would be handy if you could just fold it over, but it's not quite wide enough. So that looks great. Or do we want the wire at the top? No, then our writing's upside down. So again, I'll make a little notch, hopefully middle-ish. Let's give this some ink. Paper bits are flying everywhere. Oh, that one's not exactly centered, but it's centered-ish. Nobody wants perfection, do they? No. Where's the fun in that? Okay. So that's all done. Again, take our art glitter glue. And we don't want to ink the edge that has the notch, just the top and the bottom and the side. Turn this around so I can see the edge. Line that up at the top. Line that up on the side. Haven't pressed it down yet. Scooting it over just a little bit, and that's great. Perfect. Make sure it's burnished down real well. And that magnet is now covered up as well. And even with all those layers, you guys hear? It grabbed just great. So there is that, there is that, and there is that. Only thing left, if you want to put a belly band in, do we have another scrap? What do we have? That's the scrap we cut off there. I don't know if I want to use that. A little matchy-matchy. Is that one tall enough? That one is not tall enough. I don't think I have a creepy baby scrap. We'll have to crack out a new page. These are single-sided, but that's just fine. I love this one. This is another jelly print I did. Should we use this? I do like it. Let's use that. And I think we could make this open up for writing. That might be fun. So it'll be a belly band and a writing spot. Can never have too many fun interactive elements, can you? So let's get out the cutter. Ooh, better put in our little pin. And I folded this. I just eyeballed it. I folded it at just about 2 1/4. This is about 2 1/4 wide. So I'm going to cut it right here. So we've got a double piece. Oh, ouch. That was not the blade that hurt me. It was the little arm thing coming down. I did not cut myself. That would be terrible. Even that up a little better. And then we want it to be 9 1/4, just like our page. Getting rid of some bits. I like where this is a piece where there was paint built up on the jelly plate and it lifted up. I don't know if I've published this one. Maybe I will as a background for you guys for the Friday freebie. Okay, so that was 9 1/4. Then we'll bring our page back over. I think I want to ink this one as well, which I have to do before I glue it down. Oh, what was I thinking? Duh, took me this long to remember. I just said this was blank on the inside. So I guess I'm going to glue it together and it will not be an opening sort of belly band. Just make it a little stronger and make it a regular belly band. That was silly, wasn't it? Got that. Get out our glue page. Get some glue on there. Make sure those edges are nice and covered. I'm really liking this Craft Bond glue stick. The last couple batches of Uhu that I got were really mushy and they were making me crazy. So I tried this and I'm liking it. Make sure that's good and stuck. Get out our art glitter and just put, oh, decisions. I really like that piece, but I really like the colors on there. They're not picking up on the camera very well, but, oh, no, I think I'll go ahead. We ink this side. I think I'll use that. And that's the beauty of a digital. I can print it again. I think we did this jelly print with alcohol inks. So I'll just center that. Make sure it's lined up at the top and the bottom before I press it down. There we go. Oh, I like how that looks a lot. Yep, that works for me. That makes me happy. And I ended up using in the other book, I don't know if I pointed it out when I showed it to you. This is Tim Holt's cardstock from his Abandoned kit. This side I probably will cover, but look how well the colors go with our jelly prints. I thought that was awesome. So if you have that 8x8 pad from, I think it was a couple years ago, but I think he came out with it again last year, you might want to bust that out. Make sure that's good and stuck. And then the last thing we need to do for this side is to make a tab for the front so people know to open it. And I think, speaking of Tim Holtz, I have some of that cardstock left in my scrap bucket. Here we go. Let's make a tab out of that. And I've got my cool knockoff whale tail, which I love. So we can just fold this over. Is it going to be big enough? I think it is. And feed that in. I was hoping if I did it far enough over, we might get two, but we won't. Nope. And then we will ink this up. See, not as much white core on Tim Holtz's paper. No. Got that all inked up. And I think, where's our magnet? You can barely feel them, they're so thin. I don't want to put another layer of cardstock over that, so I'm going to put our tab down lower, I believe, is what I will do. So we'll get some glue on that. The magnet would probably be okay, but I don't know. I don't want it sticking out too far. Whoa, but I don't want it all the way in either. Put it right there. Press that down. Give it a burnish. And get that pin in there. There we go. And look at that. That easy. So you got your tab, it opens up, got your pocket, got another pocket, opens up, and then you've got your belly band in the middle. Fun, right? Oop. Love it. So that's a good one. So that is the front of our first base page. Looks like I do have some inking to do. I will go, you know what? I'll do that off camera. You don't want to watch me ink. I'm just going to do that white down there to get that covered up. And I love it. I think it's going to be great. So, wow, that took me 37 minutes. Holy cow. All right. I was going to do 2 in one video, but I think I will not. Come back next time, and we will do our back cover. And again, I want to remind you that the Creepy Baby Digital is on sale in my Etsy shop. That'll be linked down below. And the supplement kit, which is the portrait style kit, Tall and Skinny, is free in my Facebook group. I'll link that up there. And thank you so much for coming, you guys. It was fun hanging out with you. Thanks for putting up with my nonsense. And I'll be back real soon, and we'll do the back page. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.